Good
morning, ladies
morning,
and gentlemen.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yes,
Go
little
ahead.
pre-air segment here with James and Vince before we take this thing on the airwaves here.
So I like your backdrop, James. What made you decide to, liven it up a little bit? You gonna have some company over, and back there while the show's going, or what?
Well, we moved rooms again. We like to move the house around a lot, or I should say, my wife likes to move the house around a lot. So now this is going to be the TV room slash broadcast studio and slash recording studio for the drums. So just switching it up a little bit. I figured I'd put the logo up there on the big screen and.
Yeah. James, make sure.
Hey, good morning, Aaron. I'm here. Sorry,
Okay.
I just had it muted. Thank you, sir. Don't forget, Vince, you bring us in.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the JV Sports Show, another edition of the JV Sports Show. It is Saturday, August 15th, 2020. And James, we are back for another fun-filled day.
We are back for another edition. Welcome, everybody. Hope everyone's having a great week. Another hot weekend here in the Valley of the Sun, Vince. Everybody's just trying to stay cool right now, I think, my friend. Temperatures over 110 for the past week, and it's going to continue that way at least until next weekend, I think. So,
yeah, and
scorcher.
What's special about it is we've had more days over 110 degrees in the history of Phoenix than has been recorded in prior years. So it's a kind of a big deal. But also that humidity is just slowly starting to creep up a little bit, so it makes it a little bit less bearable. So it's not so much a dry heat anymore. But anyway, so James, how you doing, my friend? How's your week been?
I'm doing good. How about you, my man? I'm doing good. It's been a busy week. The kids are getting ready to come back to school next week at work. And so we had to get a lot of last minute things done and new students entered into the system and all that sort of thing. So get them ready to go for Monday. And so Monday is D-Day, and we just been getting ready for that. So it's nice to have a couple of days off here before we get cranking with school next week. How about you?
Yeah, same here in the Delicio household. A little bit of drama here the last couple of days. So I'm told that I snore. And that I have sleep apnea. So I performed an at-home sleep study last night.
Oh, boy. Do we have video of this?
No. Cheryl, she does tape me snoring as proof. And I keep telling her that's not me. But anyway, so I did a sleep study. I slept horribly. I had some things connected to me and everything all around my body. And so I'll be, hopefully at this time next week, I'll be well rested with a brand new CPAP machine. We'll see.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. Good sleep is very important, Vince.
It is. Oh, most certainly. So
especially when you're a busy guy like yourself.
Well, that's it. The movers and shakers, I mean,
that's right.
How we roll. But
that's exactly it, my friend.
Outside of that, not much else going on. We've heard some news here the last couple of days on high school fall sports and some things going on. Phoenix Union High School District just reported that they are going to delay the start of their seasons. And it's not a complete postponement. They said they are watching the metrics, the dashboard on health. James, what are you doing?
You see yourself there, Vince? That's a little multicam, sir.
Oh my gosh! So you guys at home watching on YouTube are get the privilege of seeing James here with his multi-camera look there. That's awesome.
That's how we do it from home.
That is amazing. So you've heard about these metrics, these dashboards here, and so what they are is they're these metrics that the state has put together for schools, recommendations, what have you. If you have less than 10 cases per 100,000, less than 5% positivity, then they say it is safe to proceed with activities. So right now in Maricopa County and most of the state of Arizona, it looks like we're still over 100 cases per 100K, over 10%. So they've asked and they've recommended at least within the Phoenix Union High School District to kind of tailor back and not do anything for now. They haven't ruled out having fall sports all together just yet, but they're watching those key metrics now. So our fingers are crossed that that we can get those numbers down. We continue to be safe in how we socially distance and wear that mask and be out there and just be careful, wash those hands. And if you have a compromised immune system, obviously stay home. We're optimistic that our young people can get out there and stay active.
Well, yes, and you mentioned Phoenix Union High School District. As of right now, it's simply postponed or delayed, or they're kind of in the wait and see mode right now. Not officially all done with fall sports yet, but a lot of colleges too, Vince, announcing that they're moving things to the spring. I wanted to get your thoughts specifically on the Pac-12, since you have quite a relationship with Arizona State University. What do you think about them? Not only if it affects U of A as well, but ASU and a number of other schools in the Pac-12.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just, I don't know. I just
you're always opinionated, Vince. I thought you'd have an opinion about this.
I do have opinions, but I'm afraid if I express them, we're not going to be on the air next week. So I got to be extremely careful with that. But,
sure.
You lead a horse to water. I mean, my gosh, if you're going to do it, do it. In other words, so if you plan for a season, you do all these things, do it. And if it means limiting who you have in your stadium, how many people out there, testing the app. Like, for example, James, I met up with you this week at the Jiu-Jitsu center over there where your kids go. And the first thing they did, what do they do when you walk in the door? They don't let you go any further than the entrance of the door because they do what?
Temperature check.
Temperature check. And
Boom.
When I had walked in, I parked my car in the shade about 100 miles down from the suite that they hold these classes. So it was 115 outside. I go in, she checks my temp. She goes, "Oh, your temp is too high." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, because it's 115. She said, "Wait 5 minutes. We'll check it again." Sure enough, 5 minutes came by. Temperature was fine. I was able to proceed. So, there's things you can do. Now, obviously, on the other side of that, you got to be extremely careful.
Hi, Cheryl.
You said hello, Cheryl. He saw you. She's trying to be, we don't have some fancy, room like you do.
Oh, here we go.
Anyway,
fancy room.
We're not big.
I'm just lucky the kids haven't bombarded in here yet. Luckily, they went to McDonald's for a few minutes. So it's our saving grace this morning.
Yes. So anyway, long story short, what I was getting at is the fact that, you can make projections. You can kind of see how things go, but there's also other things you can do to be careful. I don't know. That's why we sit in our chair and they sit in theirs, because obviously they're closer to the situation. So I don't know, James. Anyway.
Yeah, I would say it's above my pay grade, Vince, is what because no one really asked me that. But there's precautions in place for a number of schools and a number of programs. And I was talking with a gentleman yesterday. If you're able to isolate things, they've obviously done it very successfully down in Orlando in the bubble for the NBA. And if you're able to isolate some people somewhat, maybe not completely isolate them, but to some sort of degree. And if those people in that group or in that so-called bubble, if you will, if they don't have COVID, then you should have green lights to play, because if you can keep that bubble tight and no one's infected. I mean, if me and you are playing football together and neither one of us are infected, then neither one of us are going to give it to each other because we don't have it. So
I agree. And
there's always the science side of things that you have to account too.
Yep. 100%. And so I don't know, where are we going to be a month from now? Where are we going to be a week from now? All I know is that I have 3 teens at home. I have 3 high schoolers, and as I imagine, your kids are a little younger, so they got to be going stir crazy. And these are uncharted territory for all of the above. And we just got to be careful. Got to be careful. But we, at the same time, we still have to live and do things and just do it safely. So,
yes, exactly. We got to take the precautions that are necessary, and it's going to be tough. I'll be honest with you, because we had a couple of events at the school over the past couple of weeks where we had to have some kids come on campus and parents and so forth. And to keep that social distancing, it's tough, especially when it's 115 outside and you can't, hey, would you mind waiting outside for a few minutes? I know it's 120 out, but we're trying to keep everybody apart. It's a tough line to walk, but we've got to walk it for sure. So,
and we, both of us have spoken to coaches out there, high school coaches all over that are mixed, that have perspectives on both ends. But for the most part, they feel like, their kids need to do something. They got to do something. But when the season starts, when they feel it should start, it's all over the map. So Yeah.
Some districts are aligning things with whenever in-person school starts and going with some sort of formula like that. So we'll just have to kind of hang on and wait and see and say a few prayers in the meantime. But we got a big show coming up today, Vince. We're going to be talking with a couple of high school coaches in the second segment. Coach Scooter Molander from the Eastmark Firebirds and Coach Scott Howard from the Florence Gophers. They'll be squaring off, hopefully, fingers crossed again, during one of our Thursday night football matchups. And then we're going to speak with, speaking of ASU, All-American Juan Roque is going to join us and give us a little information on ASU football. And then the final segment today will be joined by our friend Kelsey Dickerson from the Arizona Humane Society. And we'll get a few updates from her on what they got going on over there.
Fun stuff all the way around. You know, I talked to Juan Roque last week. Juan's an old friend from our ASU days 20 years ago. And I said, hey, Juan, you got a Sun Devil report for us this week? He said, absolutely. I'm talking to Ray Anderson on Thursday and, meeting with the AD, and then I'll report back and we'll do something we'll do it up real good. And I'll talk about everything that's going on out there. So very generous with his time. Looking forward to having Juan on. Juan will be on about halfway through the show. And as you said, Scooter Molander, legendary former Brophy coach, now started a new program out at Eastmark and Queen Creek. And Scott Howard out at Florence High School. They were set to kick off Friday, October 4th. I want to say it was one of our Friday night, Thursday night football Friday edition that they were going to be squaring off out at Florence. And so, fingers crossed again, season holds up. That would literally be the I want to say the first week of the season for high schools, and that'll be a great matchup. So looking forward to hearing from both of them and weighing in on their topics. Veteran coaches, great with kids, great with families, great with admin. That's key too, and they've been around forever. So anyway, James, looking forward to coming back and spending my morning with you, my friend.
Yes, sir. It's going to be another great show. I'm looking forward to visiting with those coaches and kind of seeing how things are developing as school is starting for a lot of schools, whether that be if they're going online or if they're actually going in person. I know Queen Creek schools started in person last week, so the ball is already rolling, Vince, and we'll kind of have to see how it bounces, as they say.
All right, come on back to the JV Sports Show here after the break. As we said, it'll be our JV High School Spotlight segment. Eastmark head football coach Scooter Molander and Florence Gophers head football coach Scott Howard. We'll be right back after the break.
Stay tuned. We're clear. Excellent.
All right. Beautiful.
We love it when that happens. Thank you, Aaron. Okay, I see Coach Howard is here. We'll give him a second, and then we'll let him in. So that was a good segment, man.
Yeah.
Especially if it was just me and you.
Yeah. Good stuff. We're getting better.
Starting to get this thing down a little bit, huh?
Starting.
Maybe we'll get some notice from a network or two. Who knows?
Only taking a year and a half.
Hey, that's all right.
Yeah. Good stuff. Oh, boy.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring him in. You ready?
Yep.
I am completely responsible for this Reset Ryan's campaign.
I love that one.
Busting my chops.
That's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. He loves you.
He's my Stu Templar.
That's right. Oh, boy. Good old father-in-law. Good morning, gentlemen. Coaches, how are you?
Good, thank you. Good morning, Vince.
Hi, Coach.
Good to see you.
All right. Scott Howard. Okay. So, gentlemen, if you would, which one do they need to mute, James? Probably their computer speaker?
Probably the computer speaker. Yeah, you could turn that down and then just talk on your phone.
Yeah.
And if you could join us on video, that'd be great. If you don't have that capability, that's okay too. There we go.
All right.
Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and
practiced in Valley nearly 20 years. Dr. Angel interstaff.
Yeah, just turn down the computer volume a little bit more. And then, Scott, if you can, those blinds behind you, I don't know if you could close them just a little bit.
No, I'll move it. How about that?
Oh, perfect.
There you go. That's good. That's
Awesome.
perfect.
Cool.
Vince will like that. The ASU back there.
Yes, there we go. All right.
Do you want us to mute our Mute
not-
ours and
Turn your
No.
sound down on
Yeah,
your
turn
computer.
the sound down, but not mute the mic on the computer because that'll be for the live stream.
Okay.
And then you'll just talk to us basically through the phone, but your
That makes
computer
sense.
mic will catch the audio.
College, NAIA, NCAA Division II and III sports. Check us out at www.jvsportshow.com. Let's show you that it's partnering up with James and I.
Somebody's still feeding back.
Information about KDUS AM 1060. Try KDUS
I think it might be Scooter. Scooter, if you're on your computer, if you could turn the sound on the computer down a little bit.
What's that? Well, if you were talking to me, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, if you, oh, okay. There we go.
Are we good, Vince?
Welcome back to the JV Sports Show. James Poovey alongside my broadcast partner, Vince Delicio. Vince, it's time for a little high school football talk. What do you say, my friend?
It is. Here we are, and we are joined by a couple of veteran coaches here in the Valley. Florence High School Gophers, head football coach Scott Howard, and Eastmark Firebirds head football coach Scooter Molander. Coaches Howard and Molander, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, guys, a lot going on, obviously. How's your off season been here leading up to through the summer here, leading into fall? Coach Howard, you first.
Our off season has been pretty good. We've been about 80 strong for about 9 weeks now. And, the kids are really excited. Obviously with everything going on, this is kind of their outlet, and they've done a good job all summer long. Attendance has been great. Their work ethic has been awesome. So we're ready to go. We were ready to go for August 17th. Unfortunately, it got pushed back, but we're ready for September 7th.
Coach Howard, are you guys starting in person to begin the school year, or are you guys going to have maybe a hybrid mix of online and in person? And when does that start officially for Florence High School?
Actually, we'll be in person starting October 5th. So we're not going back. Everything will be online and for the first quarter. And then, but they're allowing us, our district is allowing us to sports like normal, obviously with protocols in place to keep everybody safe. But yeah, we're not going back till October 5th.
Coach Molander, so Eastmark started just a couple of years back, and you've got a really young team playing a varsity schedule this year. What's it like for those young people out there in navigating through all this and getting them ready for the season?
Well, our guys, we have to grow up real quick. We only have 8 to 9 juniors on this year's team, and everyone else will be freshmen and sophomores. And I'm proud of our guys. They've worked hard, and we really need them to mature. And that's the biggest thing, that understanding the work ethic, that it's when to have a good time and when to get after it. And fortunately, we have a good coaching staff, that Adam Schermeyer, offensive coordinator, Mark Reiner, our defensive coordinator, Chris Drivinghawk, our special teams coach, and those guys are doing a great job.
Coach Molander, I'll kind of pose the same question to you as I did for Coach Howard. When do you guys start school there at Eastmark, and will that be online or in person to start, or will it be a mix of both?
We've been online for the last 2 weeks. We go back to school on Monday with many safe protocols in place. And everybody's excited to get back to, you can't call it normal school, because there's very, very important protocols. As I said, everyone will be required to wear masks all of the time. And the district has done a great job of communicating effectively and putting a safe program together.
So that's interesting, Scooter. The fact that you've got your district is going to be resuming on Monday, and there are others that are still kind of a little gun shy there and taking a stance that they're not quite ready yet. How have the parents embraced getting the kids out of the house and getting them back? I know how I would feel about getting my kid out of the house, but what's it been like?
Well, you're going to have to ask our administration really that.
Yeah.
I know this, that our parents in the football program and our kids are excited to get back.
Good. That's great. And with that, then you guys obviously are going to be on the field. You're going to be practicing as well, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And It's a fine line of making sure that you're training the guys hard and also giving them some time off. So this week we won't be practicing in our camp. We'll do some lifting, but we're going to give them this week off, and then go hard and take some time off. And it's important as the season, as Scott already mentioned, the season's been pushed back, and so once it starts, it's going to be a sprint. It's an intense sprint, and so we need to make sure everybody's fresh when we begin and not feel like they've just been grinding and are ground down.
We're visiting here with Coach Scott Howard from the Florence Gophers and Coach Scooter Molander of the Eastmark Firebirds. Coach Howard, once you guys resume school, like you said, you'll be going online for the first quarter of the year.
James,
will you practice at the
James, can I interrupt you real quick? Coach Howard,
Sure.
Can you call the studio back because you had just dropped off the call?
Yes.
If you don't mind, please. Thank you. And with that, and we might as well, I've got another question for Scooter really quick.
Sure.
Scooter, so because the season is said to begin October 1st, does that mean that from what you see with the schedule, it's going to be the same schedule going forward in terms of, at that point in the season, that game would have been you guys traveling over to Florence. Is that going to be the same, or are things changing with the AIA?
That's a great question, Vince, and it's going to change because there were a lot of 3A teams that for whatever reason decided not to play, obviously for safety, I would imagine, in their particular location. And so now we have 29 teams in 3A. There will be a 7-game season. I believe there will be a bye week at the end of 7 games and then a 16-team playoff. So I think it's a very good plan. And so, yeah, that's what we know so far.
Coach Howard, I was going to ask you a moment ago, with you guys starting online, how are you going to have practices? Are you going to keep that at the typical time in the afternoon, 3, 4 o'clock? Or are you maybe going to jump it up and get those guys out of bed a little early in the morning and knock it out before the school day starts? What's the overall plan?
We're going to go at night. We've been going at night pretty much the last 4 weeks. We'll be going about from 6 to 8:30 every night. It kind of works out for us. It works out for our coaches. Our coaches are doing a tremendous job getting these guys ready, and we've got to teach classes. And so I didn't want to put the pressure on our coaches to have to, get everything done in the classroom or online classroom, and then have to get over to the school. So we'll be practicing at 9, and honestly, it's going to help curve a lot of things, protocols in place. The kids, unfortunately, we're not going to be allowed to use like locker rooms and things like that. So the kids will be able to come dressed out, ready to go for practice. They'll be able to bring their own water, things that, some of those protocols that we have to kind of adjust to. And we still have to worry about the heat, the acclimation to the heat and stuff like that. So I think that'll curtail a lot of those things as well.
Coach Howard, do you have a lot of off-campus coaches there, and what's it been like for them in having to reacclimate themselves with being back around the kids, and how is that going?
Actually, I've been very blessed. We have the majority of our coaches are on campus and on staff, where they work with our kids every single day. So they're they've been around, but I mean, it does make a challenge. It is a challenge. We've got a couple of our offensive line coach, Coach Krolak, Don Krolak. He's a department head for the math department. So he's got a lot on his plate in terms of teaching online and getting the department going, virtually. And then we got another Coach Carlin is a math teacher as well, and our student council advisor. So he's got a lot going on. And then we got some great coaches that are working in other realms on the campus, security guards like Coach Gutierrez and Coach Neal and Coach Salaya, that are doing an awesome job for us, just helping support our kids. And then we got our Coach Wantland is our weights guy. He's doing an awesome job in the weight room with our kids. So they're there. They've been great. They've been there all summer long. I think that's a big thing for our kids. to kind of that normalcy with us as a coaching staff. And so, I've heard a lot of great things from parents that, this has been an outlet for them. And I think that's going to continue once the season starts.
We are joined by Florence High School head football coach Scott Howard, Eastmark High School head football coach Scooter Molander. Gentlemen, we like to create a little buzz here as we go through, and you've obviously seen each other on film. So, Coach Molander, I'm going to give you the floor first. What does Coach Howard do well, and what are you going to do to beat his team?
Well, we know that's a big task. That he's run a really good program, and they're disciplined, very well coached at all positions, sound on special teams, and we're definitely going to need to play hard. We're going to need some luck to beat them. They have a very established program.
Coach Howard, final minute. What are you going to do to beat the Firebirds?
Well, it's interesting, with them, this being their first year of varsity level. I've seen film on them. I know Coach Melander has done an outstanding job, and he's got a great coaching staff. I know they're going to be well prepared. They're going to play hard. This is going to be a big game for both teams. We're not using PowerPoints this year. We're going to go off of top 2 region teams make it. And I think there's 3 teams in our region that'll be vying for those spots. So I know we're going to get a disciplined team. It's going to play hard. They're going to be athletic. So we're excited.
Outstanding. Well, thank you, gentlemen, so much for joining us. We appreciate your time this morning. Head coach Scott Howard from the Florence Gophers and Coach Scooter Molander of the Eastmark Firebirds, both on the slate for Thursday night football this upcoming fall. So we're looking forward to being out there and hosting that game. So it's going to be a great one. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us this morning. We wish you continued success, and we will catch up to you in the coming weeks.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, special edition of Thursday Night Football to be played on Friday night, October 4th. So it should be exciting out at Florence. Coach Howard's going to have the concierge ready for us over there, and the shrimp cocktail and all that in the broadcast. So looking for that. But anyway, thank you again, gentlemen. And coming up next, what do we have, James?
We've got All-American Juan Roque is going to join us, former ASU Sun Devil. He's going to give us the ASU football report, looking to get some inside information, if you will, Vince, from a trusted source here at the JV Sports Show.
I can't wait. Juan's just a big old teddy bear. He's a certified. But anyway, come on back. Be right back. Go JV.
Stay tuned. I got to fix my screensaver. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. Good segment, sir.
Yeah, so far so good. Juan, check in yet?
He's not in the waiting room. Can you text him and get him on the Zoom too? We got to have him on Zoom.
Yep.
We're 2 for 2 so far on our Zoom today. Yeah. Kelsey will be ready too. Come on, Juan. We know you got us on every screen in the house, but
Bye, James. Have a good day.
You too.
Sorry, I need
good to see you. Oh, don't be sorry. I'm invading your space. Don't be sorry.
All right.
Well, I hope you have a good day.
Yeah, okay.
You too.
Thanks, man.
Stuff couldn't wait. Anyway, all right.
We're exchanging pleasantries, Vince.
Yeah. Yeah, I texted him.
I'm still looking forward to the barbecue. We got to get that. That was going to be last weekend, right?
No, it was going to be tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, that's right. Because next Thursday would be our kickoff. 5 days
Yep.
away. Oh man. Come on, Juan. Come on. You can't.
Oh boy. Come on, Juan. Okay.
Sweet. Want to bring us back?
Sure. Welcome back to the, there we go. There we go. Welcome back to the JV Sports Show. And when we hear that song, we know it's time for one thing. The JV Sports Show Sun Devil Report by an old friend of the program, an old friend to me, a brother, Juan Roque, All-American and teddy bear at heart. Juan, good morning, sir. Yeah. 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 Juan, how does it feel to be known as a Sun Devil legend? And you know, the ASU football spans a lot of years, and a lot of great names have come through. But the upper echelon, there are few, and you rank right up there with some of the greats. And is there like a special club, like where you know you got to wear like a special jacket and you go into and you get privileges with a membership card? I mean, what's that like? Yeah.
Now, who decides on the ASU Ring of Fame? Who votes on that?
Ring
Is
of
there a
Honor?
certain
Yeah.
certain committee or the Ring of Honor? Yeah. Well, we got a campaign to get you up there, Juan,
Right.
and we also got to get Vince up there sometime too. I tell you
Yeah,
what. So
right.
never
Come
say
on
never,
now.
my man.
Come
Never
on
say
now.
never.
I think all of the 96 offensive line needs to be in there. But anyway, that's a whole other story for a whole other time. Yeah, amazing, amazing group and amazing people. Juan, I got to ask you now. So obviously, last week at this time we were planning a kickoff with the Territorial Cup. Now we don't. And so what's going on over there? You said you had a conversation with Ray Anderson this week. Tell me what's happening out there. Yeah. Okay. Yep. It was March. Yeah. I get so excited when he says that. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
We're visiting here with Sun Devil All-American Juan Roque. Juan, do you think during this frustration that's obviously these players are going through right now, having worked all off season and getting really ramped up for fall camp, which you mentioned would probably be going on this week already, do you think this will drive more of those players to work even harder? And when they finally get that chance to blow that whistle and kick that football off, they'll be even more prepared? Or do you think it might go the opposite way and depress some of them to the point where, oh man, I might not even play football anymore. I'm not even sure.
Yeah. And what I do have to say, Juan, what I have to say is this: what I've seen in other programs around the country, there have been players, star players, that have been coming out saying, "I'm not going to play this year. I'm not going to play this year. It's not safe," and kind of forcing the hand of their school to make that decision. I haven't heard that coming out of ASU. I haven't heard guys, star players, say, we're not going to play. And tell us about that. Yeah. Yeah, it did. Yeah, Gene. Yep. Kevin Minifield and yeah. Yes, they did. Kevin's also a former Camelback Spartan, by the way. Yeah.
I knew you'd have to get that in.
That's right. Yeah, no, yeah. I have to bring something up before we've got a couple minutes here, Juan. But do you remember the spring of '96, spring ball, when Bill Clinton was campaigning for reelection and he came through and you spoke, like I think you introduced him. You talk about guys being humbled and well grounded. After Juan did that and he came to practice in the meeting room, do you remember how much the guys teased you about that? Or the season, that's right. And he came through. Oh. Yep. They made him feel this big. I mean, they teased him to no end. But that's an honor. Yeah. He got to introduce the president of the United States. And
just jealousy, Juan. That's all it
they
is.
did
Just jealousy.
In the meeting room, his fellow linemen, oh my God, they teased him to no end. It was hilarious. And it didn't even get to Juan's head because he knew whatever he did, those guys were going to bring him back down to earth regardless. So he knew to stay humble. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's such a family atmosphere. And these guys all looked out for each other. They, and they did it right. And it's a blessing to be associated, even with whatever small part that I was there, which was obviously very small, but to be associated with it and to a blessing and a curse to be associated with a great team in 1996, but also kind of a curse because they haven't really done it since then. With the Herm train, we're going to do it. So anyway, yep, that's it. Yeah, no. Yep, that's it. Yep, that's it. Thank you. That's it, Juan. Thank you so much. All-American, Sun Devil All-American Juan Roque, good friend, brother of mine. And we totally back this admin at ASU, head football coach Herm Edwards, the rest of the administrative staff, and the players. James, what do we have coming up next? Thank you, Juan.
Coming up next, we're going to visit with Kelsey Dickerson, a friend of ours from the Arizona Humane Society. She's going to update us with some events going on over there. So stay tuned. We got one more segment for you here on a Saturday morning. It's a JV Sports Show. We'll be right back on KDUS 1060 AM Phoenix.
Go JV.
Sweet. Thanks, Aaron. Juan was great, man. I wish he would have been on YouTube with us.
I know.
Because he's got that fire. Oh, boy. That was great. Let's see here. A special edition of Pets on Parade on August 29th at 12:30 on 3TV to help raise funds. So we'll talk about that.
Perfect.
adoption numbers, their training team doing in-home appointments, being COVID safe, of course. Sweet. Let me have a drink here. Really quick. I'm glad they didn't decide to go to McDonald's after all. All right, you ready? We'll bring her in.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, and you bring us back, obviously.
Okay.
Thank you for that. Thank you for,
No, that was great.
yeah,
That was perfect.
I love Juan.
Yeah, he's good. He's got that passion.
But
That's
they
what I'm
did-
saying. I
they
wish you
used
would
to
have.
make him feel this big. It was hilarious back then. Yeah.
Kelsey, good morning. How are you?
Hi,
Good
Kelsey.
morning. Good. How are you guys? Okay.
Good. We're doing good.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. How's it going?
How it's going? How's it going for you guys?
Good. We're doing good.
Good.
Plugging right along.
Yeah, I can't believe it's August. This is crazy.
So James had mentioned Pets on Parade. We'll talk about that. Anything else that you want to talk about? We'll give you the floor. So yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we can talk about adoptions. We do have our behavior team is starting to do in-home appointments now too, in addition to the virtual ones. So of course we're being COVID safe, but
Sweet.
we have a few things we can talk about for sure always.
Awesome. Here we go. Welcome back to the JV Sports Show. A little Survivor this morning, Vince. That was a great choice for the music this week.
One of my favorite movies was Mall Cop. Remember Paul Blart? I
Oh,
love that
yes.
movie. Yeah, High on You was a big one. And anyway, so yeah, just all right.
And then the
what-
scene in Mall Cop where they're in the bar and they're singing the karaoke.
Yeah,
That's one of the funniest things you'll ever
it
see.
is. Great. Love Kevin James.
Outstanding stuff. We're pleased to be joined once again now by Kelsey Dickerson from the Arizona Humane Society. She's been on with us a number of times. Kelsey, so great to have you back. How are you doing?
Oh my goodness, thank you so much for having me and being such a great advocate for our pets. I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
We're doing
Awesome.
good, just plugging away.
Kelsey,
tell us
what's-
about-
Yeah, go ahead, James. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Tell us about some of the stuff going on at the Arizona Humane Society. I know you guys have a special edition of Pets on Parade coming up very shortly on 3TV.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we are so excited. So we haven't been able to be in studio, of course, because of COVID. So we are taping our very own 30-minute special that is going to air on August 29th at 12:30 on 3TV. And it's all to help raise awareness and raise funds for our Urgent Summer Fund. This is going to be such a great and inspirational, show just full of the stories that our community has been able to allow us to do. The pets that we've saved, the people that we've helped, and all the pets that we've been able to keep in homes, and just so many great things like that. So we hope everyone can put it in for their calendar, August 29th on 3TV at 12:30. I'm super excited. It's been a long time since I've done a real show. So I'm just really excited to be able to get our pets out there.
Kelsey, we're now due to this pandemic, obviously more people have had to stay home. Are you seeing fewer animals coming in as a result of this, or has it been the same in terms of numbers, and what's going on with actual adoptions?
Yeah, it's been about the same in numbers. The summer months are our busiest time of the year for our emergency animal medical technicians and our cruelty investigators. We've also had a higher volume of calls coming into our pet resource center. So, people out there who are maybe losing their jobs or getting furloughed, who are needing some resources. So that's exactly what we're there for. We're there to try to help prevent pets from coming into the shelter in the first place, finding alternatives for them, whether it's, a month of free food, or finding them pet-friendly housing, or whatever they may need. But of course, if it ever gets to that point where they have to relinquish their pet to us, of course, we are there for them. So we've definitely seen about the same amount of pets, but adoptions have been absolutely amazing. So we've had to consolidate all of our adoptions through one campus at our Campus for Compassion, and we've had to alternate to our virtual matchmaking adoptions by appointment. And we're adopting out about 80% of the volume of pets that we have normally with 4 locations. So the community has just been absolutely incredible in helping to save the sick, injured, and abused pets. And we just could not be happier with this model. And if anyone's out there being like, oh, maybe I want to adopt or I want to foster, we have about 65 appointments for adoptions per day. So we have a lot of openings for you out there, and we have a lot of pets in need of their forever homes.
Kelsey, obviously you guys are having to keep the adoption events that you guys are known for in a virtual space for right now, but do you foresee anything happening in person down the line? Are there any talks about things kind of maybe opening up in your world there?
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to tell, we're just really trying to base it off of the information that we're given. And we're trying to be as safe as possible, not only for our staff and our pets, but for the community as well. So we foresee this virtual matchmaking adoptions by appointment happening for a long time, especially because it's been so successful. So we're just kind of talking through some things that we can keep during COVID and maybe some things that are going to happen post COVID. But one thing that we have been able to do is that we've been able to start doing in-home behavior appointments. So in addition to our virtual training appointments with our pet behavior specialists, as well as our pet trainers, if you're comfortable having one of our staff come into your home, of course, COVID safe, we're going to mask up. Anyone that goes into the shelter gets their temperatures taken each and every morning. So we're being as safe as possible. So if you guys need in-home help, we're also offering that as well right now. So you can always get more information at azhumane.org/training. And then, of course, our public clinics have been opened up even more now. So our Sunny Slope campus is open for curbside appointments for spay and neuter. So if anyone out there needs their pets to be spayed or neutered. And then our South Mountain Public Clinic is open 7 days a week. So we've really expanded our ways that we're able to help the community and help keep pets as safe as possible, especially during these triple-digit temperatures.
Kelsey, speaking on the topic of triple-digit temperatures, what kind of advice can you pass along to help facilitate responsible pet ownership during times like these?
Oh my goodness. So first and foremost is make sure that you guys are never leaving your pets or kids in a car. It can take just a few minutes for the temperatures to reach really deadly results. We've already seen, some pretty horrific cases already this year, so never do that. But of course, for your pets, make sure that you're waiting till really early in the morning or really late at night to take your pets out for walks. If you do have to take them out during the day, make sure that you have booties, plenty of fresh, cool water, and that they're not exposed to this heat as long as maybe that you think they might be able to during other times of the year. Of course, always making sure that they have fresh water, cool water inside and outside, as well as ventilated shade areas, and just bringing your pets inside. They can't ventilate themselves like we can. They can't cool down the same way that people can. So these hot temperatures can really get them in heat distress really quickly. And they can't tell us that they're not feeling good. Like these pets are going to be out there and they're just going to be doing their thing until it's too late.
Kelsey, what are some of the questions, or maybe some of the qualifying questions, if you will, when you're having a virtual meeting for a prospective adoptive family for one of the pets, to make sure that it's a right fit for everybody?
Of course, our adoptions counselors are so amazing. And so with this new process, you can go online at azhumane.org/adopt, see if there's any pets that catch your eye. Of course, you can make an appointment. And then within about 24 hours of your appointment, one of our adoptions counselors is going to call you. If you've selected a pet that you're interested in meeting specifically, they're going to call you, tell you about their medical history, tell you about their behavior, maybe what the ideal home situation for them is. If that pet has already been adopted, they're going to let you know that as well. So then that way you have that in your mind of like, okay, well then maybe there's a pet or two that I want to meet instead. So what we really try to do with this whole process is make sure that not only are we setting up our pets for success, but also our adoptions, our potential adopters as well. And what is so great is that because we've been doing this, we've actually had fewer returns back to the shelter, which is just so amazing. We have a 100% adoption guarantee. So whether tomorrow or in 10 years, if something happens and you have to bring your pet back, we will bring them back into the shelter, to help them get their forever home that they need. But it's just been so great. And I think this.
I wonder if we can do that with kids too. Did I just say that out loud? Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Almost under your breath, Vince.
Children.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
Kelsey Dickerson from the Arizona Humane Society, thank you so much again for joining us. We really appreciate you always coming on here on the JB Sports Show. Everyone, don't forget Saturday, August 29th, 12:30 p.m. on 3TV, a special edition of Pets on Parade, and we're looking forward to it as well, Kelsey. So it's going to be a great one. Thanks again for joining us, and we appreciate everything you do for the animals here in Arizona.
Well, thank you for your support. We couldn't do it without you guys.
All right, that's great. So anyway, Kelsey Dickerson, fun stuff. What a show, James. We're wrapped up here. We're done with another show.
That's it, Vince. Another one has flown by. Can you imagine?
Yeah, man. So let's start off by thanking our show partners. We couldn't do this without our partners. So we've got Stessa Movement Company. We've got Angel Dentistry, Dr. Amber Angel, Bob Jenkins, Bob and DJ over at Vetsville Contracting, our friends at TBA, Coach Ron Sowers, Training Better Athletes. Who did we forget? My gosh, there's so many out there. Our guest today, James.
Yes, outstanding guest today. Thanks to Coach Scooter Molander from the Eastmark Firebirds, Coach Scott Howard from the Florence Gophers. They're going to be part of our Thursday night football lineup coming up here in the fall. We were joined in the second half of the hour by Juan Roque, All-American from the Sun Devils. And always great talking with him. I love his tenacity, and he's always fired up about Sun Devil football. Sun Devil, I think if it was Sun Devil ping pong, he would be all over it,
Oh my
Vince.
God.
I love it. I love
Sun
it.
Devil Tiddlywinks, right?
Yes, and in the
then,
final segment, Kelsey Dickerson
yeah.
from the Arizona Humane Society getting us updated on the great stuff they're always doing over there. We appreciate her time, as always.
And we love local. We love local. Our friends coming up right after us, Ed and Javon, the Easy Sports Show, great friends of ours, and love their programming. Javon, who's a music master, loves to kind of slow it down with the rhythm, and we need to get Javon to pick our music.
Gives it a little flow. Yeah, maybe we should have Devon come on and DJ for us one show and
I think so. So anyway,
spin a little stuff for us. That'd be great.
yeah.
Thanks everyone for listening. We appreciate you tuning in, and make sure and tell your friends about the JV Sports Show. We hopefully have got some great things on the horizon, Vince. So
Yes.
stay tuned and help us spread the word. We appreciate your support as always, and we hope you guys have a great week. Make sure and stay cool because, like I said, the temperatures are going to stay up there over 110 for at least another week or so, Vince.
Oh, James, you have a great rest of the week. What do you got going on?
Yeah, well, we're going to shoot a little segment, me and you, this afternoon for something we're working on. And then I'm going to do a little Nicaraguan soccer tonight at 6 p.m. It's going to be Real Esteli against Juventus Managua down there with my broadcast partner, Ben Wilson, coming from California. So we do a little remote broadcasting.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
How do we see it? Where
go to the Real Esteli YouTube channel, and what I'll do is I'll send a tweet out today from the JV Sports Show Twitter, and we'll send that out if you guys want to tune in and check it out. It's pretty fun. It's a good time.
And send us your feedback, folks. Tweet us at JV Sports Show. Let us know what you think of the show and any suggestions. Keep it all kind, though.
Yeah. If you don't have anything nice to say, you know what they always say.
You know how it works.
Thanks again to our sponsors and our special guests today. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Have a great week. Stay tuned for the Easy Sports Talk Show coming up right after us with Ed Smith and Javon Adams. Everybody have a great week and go JV.
Go JV. Awesome.
Thank you, Aaron. Have a good week.
Let me know what